Hi there, this is Jessica Sullivan, and today I am going to show you how to add a banner to your Project Share website. And I'm going to show you what mine looks like. So I'm going to show you how to add this banner to your Project Share website. It's really easy. And the first thing that you want to do is I used a banner from the Cutest blog on the block, but you can use there's lots of other templates that you can just Google any Blogger or WordPress templates, and they will give you lots of other choices. I tend to like the designs of the Cutest blog on the block, but it's up to you. So I went over here to Blogger and went to banners, and I just found a banner that I really liked, and I'm gonna pick something different from what I have. So let's say you have a beachy classroom, and basically all I need to do is right click on this image and save image as, and I'm just going to rename it as just Summer Days. If I can spell banner, and I'm just going to save it all my other stuff for my blog. So there it is. Now I'm going to go into my PowerPoint, and PowerPoint is one of the easiest ways to edit any sort of pictures or to create any sort of document that I found, because you don't have to worry about things not lining up and whatnot. So anything that I've ever really made or designed for blogs or whatnot, I've always used PowerPoint. Even though we tend to think of PowerPoint as only a presentation software, it's actually easier to edit and manipulate when you've got lots of clip art and pictures and text and all that stuff laying on top of each other. So what I do is I insert my pictures, and so I'm going to go down to where I've got my blog. And I'm just going to find it. There it is. Insert. And I'm going to go ahead and make this pretty big, and I'll show you how to make it a little bit smaller. But I'm just going to go ahead and have it take up the whole space. You can, in mine, you can see that I added a background. You can do the same thing as well, and just click on backgrounds, and let's see here. Let me just find one really quick. Maybe a nautical one. I'm going to go ahead and go with this one. And you'll do the same thing. You just right click, save image as. I'll just leave it as what it is. Then I go in here and I'm going to format the background. I go into picture, and that's what it automatically puts in there. But I can insert a picture from my file, and insert. So there's that. And then to put words, super easy. Get yourself some word art, and let's see here. I'll do this. I think that's cute. And then I can go over to any of my fonts, and you can download fonts really easy from the internet. On your personal computer at home, the district doesn't allow us to download those to our personal computers at school anymore, but I tend to just do all of this sort of stuff at home anyways. But even at school you could do the same thing. You just have to use the provided ones, and I'll just use that one. And let's see here, I'll just put Miss Sullivan's class website, whatever you want to put. And you can edit that as much as you want. If you want to do other fonts, if you want to make it bolder, if you want to make it bigger, I'm just going to go ahead and leave it like that. So here's where the important part comes in. When you save it, you're going to save as, let's save it to my computer log. You don't want to save it as a PowerPoint. You want to save it as a PNG or a JPEG. I just like to use PNG. And I'm going to put summer banner. I'm going to save it. Just this one. You can save all of them depending on what you want to do. So now I'm going to go back to my home page. So here's where you would do all of your editing. And in your welcome notes is where you would be posting this banner. Wait for it to load. Okay, so I already have my little welcome note and whatnot, and I'm going to go ahead and go to edit. So you can see that I already have that there, but let's pretend like I don't. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here to this picture, and I'm going to insert my image. So I need to upload a picture, and I need to add a file. So I'm going to go to my summer banner, open. I always put replace file if it already exists out of a habit, because this is the one that I want. And I'm going to go ahead and insert it. Now, as you can see, if I were to go to preview, if I were to go to my website right now, obviously it is way too big. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of it. So just going to backspace it, and that'll get rid of it. Okay, so what you need to do is you now need to find that picture, and you're going to need to resize it. And it's very easy to resize it. All you do is you're going to bring it, and it's going to open it in some type of photo viewer. And so you're just going to open it, and I always do Paint, but any sort of photo editing software. And I'm just going to click resize. And I like to do pixels because it makes sure that everything lines up. And so let's see what 650 does. Pixels, 650, okay. And that looks like a pretty good size. I like to do pixels because I just type in, usually, you know, if it's twice as big as I want, I just type in half as much of the number. And then I can just file, and I save it, and it'll, if you want to keep the original image, obviously save as a different name, but since I'm only using this for my blog, I'm just going to keep it as that. So now when I go back into my ePortfolio, welcome notes, go to edit, now I can try this again, upload picture, add file, summer banner, open. This is where the replace the file if it already exists is really important, because even though it's not showing on your welcome page, it is still stored somewhere on the Project Share site. And so if you don't select replace file if it already exists, it won't let you upload it because it's like, oh, I already have this picture, I don't need it again, but it's a different size. So upload, it's just gonna replace it, and insert, and now that is better. And then I can center it by just using any using those. And let's see here. If I push save, and I want to make sure that it's public because I want anybody that comes to my website to see this. There are other things that I may not want them to see, and that's why I have an access code. Like I have an access code for Teachers for Technology, and I have an access code for my parents because I don't really want both those things to be viewed on my website, and I also want to send my kids to the website. So I kind of want to monitor my my groups that are viewing. So now, if I go to my website, it's going to look weird, but you see it's a great size. So if you go into Paint, go to resize, and you type in 650, it's going to be the perfect size for your project share. And so that was the tutorial. It's very easy, not very difficult, just a couple of save images as, a little bit of PowerPoint, maybe a little bit of resizing, but won't take you very long at all. If you have any questions, you can reach me at jessica.sullivan@cfisd.net.